The Boys is an Amazon Prime original series, and it's basically about a world where superheroism is privatized, and one corporation essentially hires all superheroes. And that's the basic gist of what the show is about. And then there's a group, the Boys, who kind of uh, they, they, they take it up to themselves to keep these heroes in check because a lot of these heroes are massive assholes, and there's a lot of shady stuff going on in this corporation that controls all of the heroes. So yeah, that's the basic gist of the show, and I really enjoyed it. So I'll give some spoiler-free thoughts, and then I'll get into some spoilers if you haven't watched it yet. Yeah. So I would say this show is, and I mean we've seen shows being like, what if superheroes were in the real world? Like we've seen stuff like that, but I've never seen anything quite like this where like superheroism is just privatized like this. And this is based off of a comic, by the way. I personally didn't read the comic before going in. Um, but yeah, I've never seen anything quite like this where superheroism was basically privatized and superheroes were treated more like celebrities than they are heroes. Um, and it was pretty interesting to see. And by the way, if you're gonna go into this, I suggest don't watch any trailers or anything if you haven't seen any of them, because after I watched it, I went back and I watched some trailers, and I thought they gave away a lot, like a lot of things where that were like big like surprises and like good surprises from the show. Like they show something that happens like at the very beginning that like completely just I was not expecting at all, and like blew my mind. Like whoa, like but I don't want to say anything, but yeah, to make sure I honestly I would suggest going in cold, a bit cold. So but yeah, but some other spoiler free things. I think what the show does really well is uh just developing really good characters that you care about. Like there are very few characters that are underdeveloped, I would say, in this. Like they kind of get you to understand why every character is doing what they're doing, what their motivations are. And yeah, just the show just has a lot of really compelling characters. I would say in terms of plot, there are some areas where I don't know. I feel like some things are a bit convenient, I guess, and I feel like some things are done to just kind of some things I'll get into in spoilers. I was like, like why aren't you doing this? I don't know, but in general, I think it's fine, and it's good, and the characters are like what's really interesting, and like what they're doing. That's where the show really shines. The show also looks beautiful. I mean, like usually when it comes to superhero TV, like whenever they try to do like CGI, it's always a little bit like, yeah, you did that, didn't that's obviously a TV CGI. But I honestly never felt that watching the show. I always feel like they do just as much as they know that they can do, and what they do works really well. So yeah, like I know, like you'll see like on a CW show, they'll go for it. They'll go for it. They'll go for whatever big CGI thing that they want to do, and it doesn't always look great. It doesn't always look great. It's like you can have a giant shark, you can have it, but should you? Oh no, you should. But yeah, like I don't know. I feel like, and I mean, obviously, this isn't on Amazon Prime, so they're gonna have a bigger budget, but I always feel like they do what they feel like they can do, and they never go beyond that. And I feel like it works really well because the show looks really cool. And I don't know. I just feel like even like the action, some of it is a bit like a lot of quick cuts, but most of the action, and to be honest, there's not a ton of it. I feel like there's not a ton of action, but what's there is actually really cool and really creative. I think. But yeah, visually the show is good. Most of the performances are good. I think. Carl Urban. He's one of the main characters. I guess you would say. And he's great in this role. I really I really love him. The main character. I can't remember his name, or his name is Huey in the show. I can't remember his name. I mean, I don't know his name in real life, but he's great as the main character. I feel like he does a good job. I mean, I'm not gonna go and name every character, but I feel like the standout, by far the best character on the show is Homelander. He is incredible. The guy who plays him is incredible in the show. Yeah, that's all I'll say on that. That character is awesome. So, but yeah. Honestly, I think that's basically gonna be it for my spoiler-free impressions, because I kind of just want to get into spoilers. And I really, honestly, if you're watching this, you still haven't seen the show, please go watch this show. It's really good. It's on Amazon Prime Video, so you probably already have Amazon Prime, just because you probably order stuff on Amazon, as most people do. So yeah, just go check this show out. It's only 8 episodes, by the way, which is really, yes, shorter seasons of shows, please, yes. I'm glad it's only 8 episodes, so I watched it all in a day. I think I only took a break to eat dinner. And I don't know why. The show came out like last week. I'm not sure why I waited so long to watch it. I think I was just like, another superhero show. I already fell off the CW shows. I think I'm burnt out on superhero shows, but I kept on hearing a bunch of really good things about it, so I was like, okay, I'll check it out, and I'm really glad I did. This show is really good, a ton of fun. Also, yeah, by the way, another spoiler-free thing. The show is pretty violent and gory, so I feel like I should say that before fully recommending it, because if that's not something you're really into, you might want to not watch this, but yeah, it's pretty intense. So beware of that. Also, another spoiler-free thing I feel like I should mention is the tone of the show. It's pretty funny, I guess, but not really like MCU funny. It's more like a lot of dark humor, I would say. So yeah, I guess I'll just say that. I don't know. I feel like that was another thing I should mention. But either way, that's gonna be it for the spoiler-free section. If you have not watched it, stop watching this video and go watch The Boys. If you have seen it, then welcome. Okay, they're gone. All right, let's talk about some spoilers. Holy shit, Robin! Wow. Yeah. So I didn't watch any of the trailers before going into it. So when that thing happened with Robin, that took me completely by surprise. Holy shit! Oh my gosh! What? I really wish they hadn't shown that in any of the trailers, because that is such an intense moment. Like that completely grabs you by the balls, and after that moment, I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm in. I guess I'm in. Like I went back and watched the trailer for it, and I was like, man, why did they I feel like they really shouldn't have shown that in the trailer. But I get it. They want to like get people into watching Amazon Prime shows. So I get it, but man, that's a really good moment. Not without having seen any of the trailers. But yeah, so I mean, honestly, I think that's Huey. I think from that moment on, I think like his motivations are completely understandable for why he decides to just uproot his life and join Butcher. I feel like that is like his motivations. I feel like are so well done. So are Butcher's, by the way. Him going out and like doing all of this because of his wife. I feel like his character is one of the best in the show, because it's like it's never really or I guess I should say it's not really like like he's not necessarily a good person per se, right? Because and I'm talking about Butcher here because he he's doing all of this because his wife disappears and he kind of blames Homelander for raping her, and he just kind of assumes that he killed her, but he doesn't really have hard evidence, right? He goes out, like his wife goes into that room, and then she just comes out and she looks kind of distressed, but you don't really know if he raped her or not. Like it's actually very because and like yeah, like by the end of the show, like you see that Becca isn't dead. She's just been raising this kid, and I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but yeah, like I feel like it's gonna be really interesting in season two, like what they decide to do with that. Like if like was it just consensual, and has Becca just decided to raise this kid on her own and just not tell Butcher about it? I mean, shit, if they do that, if that's what they do, that's going to be intense, man. Like I mean, it basically it just like it takes away kind of the moralistic side of what Butcher's been doing this entire time, and it just kind of turns him into a crazy unhinged guy, which I guess he's always been, but you know him doing it because of his wife kind of it gives it the aura of being okay and being moral, but when you take all that away, you just kind of left with a guy who's just a crazy guy who you know who's been doing things on a whim, right? Because of his feelings. And yeah, that's pretty like oh yeah, by the way, just to get to Homelander, incredible, like so good, just such an awesome character. Just you know you get to the start of the series, and you can tell that I guess he's been kind of like raised by Madeline. That's the name of the lady, I think, from who's like kind of the higher up at Vought. I think her name is Madeline. But yeah, you can tell that I guess has he kind of been raised by her in a way. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if like at some point like she kind of raised him, or because like okay, so you can kind of tell that at least at some point, right? They started like giving superheroes and having them be babies that are being raised by like regular families, right? You can tell that at some point they've done that, but at some point they clearly haven't done that. And I wonder if with Homelander, if like we know he was raised in a lab, but at some point did Madeline kind of become like kind of his mother? Because that would kind of explain like the weird mommy son relationship that they have, which is really weird. But like I guess that I would assume that at some point she kind of became kind of like his mom, right? But then you know he grows up, and you know because of his weird upbringing, he still has this weird attachment to her. And yeah, so I'm guessing at some point, I'm not sure how many other weird lab babies there are, or how many of the people in the show are weird lab babies, like any of the other heroes in the show are weird lab babies. But we know for a fact that oh god, what's her face? Annie? What's her superhero name? TriStar? Is that? Starlight. Her name was Starlight. What was I saying about her? Oh yeah, so yeah, it's pretty clear that Starlight, like she was raised by a mother, and they basically confirmed that she is her actual like her birth mother. I thought maybe they would do something where like she was like hired by someone to be her mother, or that she was hired by Vought to be her mother, which would be really weird. But no, they she is her birth mother, and she just let a shady corporation inject some blue shit into her veins, which is not okay, not okay at all. But yeah. So it's just it's a very interesting and weird and just fascinating relationship that Homelander had with Madeline. Sorry, I had to take a break from recording the video. This is actually like 2 hours later from my last point. But either way, what was it? I was talking about Homelander and Madeline and their relationship. Yeah, pretty messed up relationship that they had, and I believe it ended with Homelander burning her eyes out with his heat vision, which is one of the most grotesquely awesome scenes I've ever seen in a comic book related property. I mean, just again, like I've said before, the guy who plays Homelander just absolutely kills it in his role. And I mean, in that exchange when Butcher thinks that he has something over Homelander, right? His relationship with Madeline, and Homelander just basically going like, "Dude, you've got nothing on me. I will kill her." And I mean, yeah, and I mean, Butcher just ends that situation, that whole exchange, just incredibly dark, in an incredibly dark manner, just going, well, fuck it. And he attempts to kill himself. By the way, he also kills the baby. Don't think Homelander saved the baby, but then Homelander ends up saving Butch. Butch? I think it's Butcher, right? Butcher. And just taking him. I think I already said this bit, but he ends up taking Butcher to his wife and being like, yeah, motherfucker, not only do you not have anything on me, your entire just your reasoning for doing all of this, not based on anything, completely untrue. I'm still not sure if Homelander ended up raping Becca or not. That's like the one thing that could maybe redeem Butcher somehow, but I guess we'll have to see in the second season. But yeah, I definitely think that Butcher and Homelander are the two best characters in this. But I mean, and yeah, like they're the two best. They're the best ones, but everyone else is also really solid. So, I liked the Frenchman, Frenchie. I thought he was great. I thought Mother's Milk, weird name. I guess is that his actual name? That's really weird. I still don't really completely get that whole thing. But I thought him and his family. I thought all that stuff was good. Really weird seeing Simon Pegg in here with his American accent. Bizarre. I will say I couldn't, like, every scene that Simon Pegg was in kind of took me out of it because I'm like I couldn't get over his American accent. It's actually really good, but just seeing Simon Pegg without with an American accent, really bizarre. But anyways, that's a minor thing with me. Yeah. I thought, and getting to some of the superheroes, I quite enjoyed A-Train. Look, with all these superheroes, they are scumbags, but I think the show does a good job of trying to get you to, sympathize with them in some way. Like, I thought that A-Train's relationship with Popclaw, I actually thought that was a pretty compelling storyline, even though at the end of the day, it doesn't redeem anything that A-Train does that's bad, right? Does not in any way redeem him running through a woman. Nothing is ever going to redeem that. But, they do a decent job of at least getting you to sympathize with some aspects of his life. To the point, like, yeah, when he ended up killing Popclaw, I'm like, dude, you suck. You are horrible. You suck. You should be in jail. But you still, on some level, still kind of sympathize with him. And that's pretty impressive for a show to do. And same with the Deep. Yeah, no, you suck. You're awful. You raped what's her name? I always forget her name. Starlight. You raped Starlight. Not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. You suck. You should be rotting in jail. But then you still kind of feel bad for him, right? He kind of wants to do more with his life. He wants to save fish or whatever, dolphins. and you kind of sympathize with that. And I think it's pretty impressive that the show's able to do that. And yeah, getting to Starlight, I think Starlight is probably, I don't know. I don't know if it's the actress. I don't know if it's her acting or what, but I don't know. I just, something about her, I didn't really love all that much. I don't know. I can't even really explain it. Just something about her. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. Just every time she'd be like, I just want to be a hero, and I just want to save the world. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Something about it just came off as kind of annoying. I don't know. I mean, but I don't know. I still liked her at the end of the day. But like anytime I have a complaint for the show, it's pretty minor. So it's just kind of a minor complaint I have. I still thought that the character was pretty good. I liked her relationship with Huey. So it's a minor complaint. But I don't know. Sometimes whenever she would go on her like monologues, I'm like, I want to save the world. Blah blah blah. I found it to be a bit annoying. I don't know. It's just a thing that I felt. All right. I don't know. But yeah, she was good. May, what's her name? Maeve, Queen Maeve, something like that. The like the Wonder Woman type character. I actually thought she was pretty compelling because you can tell that she, and I mean they say it and they show it, but like she is, there is good inside of her, but her just doing this for so long and dealing with Vought as a corporation and it's clear that she's just burned out by all of it to the point that she just kind of doesn't care anymore about her superheroism. But I mean, and I thought that was actually a pretty compelling storyline, and she's definitely a character that I could see being redeemed at some point. And yeah, I could definitely see her being redeemed at some point. Because I mean, she doesn't do anything. I mean, she does she does end up going with Homelander, and that scene in the plane, which by the way, just to talk about that scene real quick, horrifying, absolutely horrifying. The way that Homelander like messes up and the plane's gonna crash, and he's just like, well, what we're gonna do. I mean, that is just horrifying because it's just that scene really encapsulates the fact that he has no feelings for anybody. He doesn't have empathy, right? And just the way that he just does not care about these people dying is insane, obviously. And yeah, and like when the people were like were going to like run off and try to go with them to when they were gonna leave, the way he like his eyes glow and he's like, get back, and I was like, oh my god, like that scene was incredible. But yeah, back to Queen Maeve. I think her name is Queen Maeve. I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah, the way that she like that's like that she was actually like conflicted in that scene. So she at the end of the day she does go with a Homelander, so that's when like I don't know about that, Queen Maeve, but you can at least she was like conflicted in that scene. So I don't know. I feel like there could be a pretty good redemption arc in there. But yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. Queen Maeve. Again, I thought she was a pretty good character. Who else? Oh, I liked Translucent. I don't know. I thought what they did with him at the beginning, like obviously he doesn't get a whole bunch of like character development because he's not there for that long. But I thought that the character I was just pretty funny. Just the scenes where he's just like a peeping tom, and I mean being a peeping tom is very not good. Don't do that. But I thought it was pretty funny the way that they handled it. And by the way, I also thought that the scene where he was fighting Butcher in the Radio Shack store, whatever the store that Huey worked at was called. I thought that was a really creative fight. The way like Butch like spit blood on him so that he could see him. I don't know. I thought all that was really creative, and there was like a really cool shot where because Butcher rams a car into him, right? And they switched to like an overhead shot, and you can see like the car is like pushing the invisible body through like racks, and you could see like like an invisible space between the car and all the racks that are pushed down. I don't know. That shot was really awesome, and yeah, that fight was just cool. The way that Butch spits blood on him so that he can see him. And yeah, it's also really creative. You know, Huey showing his ingenuity, electrocuting him or whatever, and yeah, all that was really cool. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to, because this season was a lot of setup of getting the team together, and oh yeah, I didn't talk about Kimiko. I quite liked Kimiko. I liked seeing her get more and more comfortable with the team. Kind of weird. I feel like Frenchie did not do enough to say it clear, like, hey, look, Kimiko, you nice and all, and I love you, boo, but I kind of have a girlfriend back on my back at my base, so you're getting a little too close, I feel. But I don't know, because he also mentioned at one point that he like sleeps with a different girl every night, so maybe they have like a polyamorous relationship. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know. But yeah, I like Kimiko. I liked her, again, getting more comfortable. I liked her. They show her backstory, I guess, with, being like forced into this terrorist organization. I thought all that was pretty cool. And yeah, so I mean, that was also cool. Like I didn't know when they first introduced her. I thought that she was just like a random kind of like villain of the week character, like you'd see in like a CW show, where she wasn't gonna really amount to anything. And it was nice knowing that, because if you look at like, because I hadn't seen anything of The Boys before going into the show. So like if you look at like the comic cover, like you see Kamiko, she's like one of the people, or it's one of the comic covers. It's like the boys, they're looking like at the ground, and you see Kamiko as like one of the people. So I feel like if I'd have seen that, I kind of would have been able to like guess that, oh, she's actually like an important character. So I'm glad I didn't see anything. I didn't know anything about the show or about the comic before going into this. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's pretty much all I wanted to touch on here. The show's great. If for some reason you ignored my warnings, first of all, how dare you? But if you haven't watched it, please go out and see it. I think that just the show is just really, really, really solid. I think it's got comedy, if that's what you're into with superhero stuff. It's got pretty decent action, not a ton of action, but what's there I think is really good and works well. It's got social commentary, right, with celebrities in Hollywood, and commentary on Christianity or whatever. And like, I feel like it's got like commentary on like Christian, when Christianity gets like really big, like big mega churches, and you go to like these big events. I don't know. As someone, I don't want to get too much into that, but I feel like it's got some pretty interesting commentary on that. Whether you're a Christian or not, it's something that you can digest, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's got good social commentary. It's got just solid stuff all around with this show. So yeah, if you did enjoy watching this review, please be sure to check out my gaming channel. I have that going on. You can follow me on Twitter, and I don't know. Bye.